Year 2 of the Josh Heupel era kicks off Thursday night over in Knoxville. The Vols welcoming Ball State, the Rocky Top. And I think when you look back on year 1, you can't say anything other than it was a huge success for Josh Heupel to come in, given the mess that he inherited at the end of Jeremy Pruitt's time in Knoxville, coming in, trying to find a quarterback. There really weren't any on the roster when he arrived. He brought in Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker. Milton originally won the job. Hooker then took over in week 2 and had it for the rest of the season and had a monster year in Josh Heupel's offense. The offense did amazing things. I think when you look at that, I think you have to be excited about a team that had a winning record and got to a bowl game in Josh Heupel's first year. Expectations for this season significantly higher. Hooker is expected to be an all-SEC player at quarterback. This offense, after what it did last season, is expected to be absolutely explosive. And if the defense can take a step here in year 2, for defensive coordinator Tim Banks, Tennessee's got a shot to be pretty darn good. Now, Georgia's still going to be way up there. Absolutely, the Bulldogs just have a different level of talent right now for Kirby Smart. But they may be a bit challenged offensively, and Tennessee should be able to score a bunch of points. So even that game is a game that Tennessee should feel like it can play in. Florida? I think Tennessee matches up pretty well there. South Carolina? Absolutely. Kentucky is going to be good this year, but so is Tennessee. And Tennessee historically owns that matchup. Vanderbilt, Tennessee's better. Although Vanderbilt looked much improved in a 53-point win at Hawaii on Saturday night. Missouri, Tennessee's better. So in the East Division, this is a year where Tennessee could take some significant strides. But it all starts Thursday night against Ball State. That's a game where Tennessee is a monster favorite and should be able to do what it wants and get off to a feel-good start. But here's Josh Heupel as game week is underway. Looking forward to that opener against the Cardinals.
Preparation for the media too. Jeez, get everything taken care of. Feels different in here today than it ever has, and you know, some might think it's game week, but we're all graced by a Hall of Famer. Jimmy, congratulations. Awesome. Congratulations on everything you've done in this area, covering UT for a long time, but the area as well. So congratulations for everything that you've done. Awesome that it's game week, man. Let's go play ball. Excited to get into Neyland Stadium. Obviously, long training camp here with our players. We're at the point where it is time to go play and find out where we're at. We're in the middle of our preparation right now. Today was a Wednesday. Energy, focus, good. Things that we still got to clean up here before we get to kickoff, but excited to go compete with these guys on Thursday night. Really excited to see Vol Nation out, our student body. Huge amount of ticket requests by them. Excited to feel their energy inside of Neyland Stadium, Vol Walk. I know our guys are extremely excited about that too. You know, you look back at the process all the way since January. I think it was 24th when we got here, and a ton of work that's gone into it. Excited to go play and compete with these guys and our fans that are in the stands as well. So Thursday night ball game, one benefit for us as a staff is we have the opportunity to go recruit on the back end of it. So a lot of our staff will be out on Fridays and have a chance to go watch some high school kids play football, you know, in the state and across our region. So excited about that as well. With that, I'll open it up to questions.
So with Patrick, they go to Brandon. Coach, first time we've talked to you since Brew had his situation resolved. Just what was the reaction to that? Was it relief? Was it just glad that it's over? And how does it impact any of your preparation, if at all? Now, it was so early.
Yeah, certainly a small sense of relief. More than anything, just excitement. When I got the news, man, it sent chills down my spine. It's so excited for him. A young man that's done it the right way since he's been here. Has gone through a long, windy journey to get to this point. And now he has an opportunity to move forward with his future and go compete with his teammates, his brothers, and you know, having a chance to tell him and then hear him tell his dad was was one of the great moments in my career. You could just tell the sense of excitement and some relief from them that they're able to just move on and go compete. So really special for him and his family.
Coach, you mentioned tightening up a few things. How do you know when you're ready? I guess you're never ready in week one, but do you have a punch list, or is it one of those deals where you get to a point where you go, you know what, we've done all we can do. Let's just go put it down and kick it and see what happens.
Yeah, I think as a coach, you're always, man, we got to go play. At the same time, you'd always want more time to continue the preparation. You got to check lifts, offense, defense, special teams, special situations, circumstances that you try to put your kids in. We've run the gamut on that. We've gotten into our normal down and situational preparation for this football game. There's still a lot of things here in the next 72 hours that we get a chance to clean up. But at the end of the day, like, you get to this point through the course of training camp, it's time to go play ball.
Jimmy. A couple of things. As far as McCoy, do you like the progress you've seen from him from practice 1 to now?
Yeah. The beginning portion of practice, we were kind of methodical in ramping him up as he, came off of not being quite 100% at the beginning of summer. And so we've built him up. He's got a good understanding of what we're doing. He's operated fairly efficiently in what we're doing offensively. For all of our guys that are out there playing on the offensive side of the ball with our tempo the first time, you think back to a year ago, it'll be their first time experiencing it, and so there will be some things that we're going to have to grow through and clean up, but he's got a really good understanding of what we're doing. He's continued to get stronger physically, been fundamentally and technically more sound in what we're asking him to do, so there's a lot of positive things as we've gone through this training camp with him.
And where would you say your offensive line is now compared to where it was at the start of last year?
Yeah, in some ways, just like our program, much further ahead. They understand how we play, the ability to communicate. You guys saw that growth with them a year ago. We're healthy at this point in the season, which is exciting. We need to stay that way. But a lot of guys have played a lot of football up there for us.
Coach, how are you dividing during the season, during game weeks? How are you dividing those quarterback reps, being that Hendon is a guy, in terms of getting Joe some work with first team? How will you split that up? Yeah,
in what we do, Hendon's going to get, almost a majority or all of the one work. Joe at times will get a majority of the 2 reps. We do, we have a plan for all of our 2s, offensive line, skill guys, tight ends, to get a good amount of reps. And that's when we're going against practice squads. It's also when we're going against some good looks.
And tell us what you see in Ball State.
Yeah, I think week 1, just in general, you're never sure exactly what you're going to get. Some of that can be personnel based. They have guys that graduate, new guys that come in. Where are they going to place them? Schematically, things tend to change in week 1. Everybody went through a self-scout process from the previous year. They made changes to what they're doing. I think it's really big in week 1 that, your players have an understanding of what you anticipate to see, but they have the tools in their tool bag to adjust to what they are actually seeing. Staff and everybody being able to adjust and subtly tweak and change things as the game unfolds.
At wide receiver last season, it took about a month to kind of have those roles solidified. Yeah. What particularly are you looking for specifically that guys can do to say that they belong in starting lineup, getting reps?
Yeah, a big part of that last year was being in year 1. New in what we were doing offensively. Velas being nicked up during the course of training camp, kind of changed the way the season started for us. Some guys coming on strong, so that's the inevitable beginning of a season. Some of those things will happen as this season unfolds too, but in particular in year 1, we'd like to play more guys at the wide receiver position, guys that are ready to compete and perform the way that we need them to. Be in the right spaces at the right time and have a trust with the quarterback. And I do feel like we'll play more guys than we did a year ago at this juncture of the season.
As you still try to figure out who you're going to start at left tackle or who's going to be the guy there, do you go into the Thursday night with a plan on like 2 series or quarter by quarter, or just kind of let the game flow as it may? And then anybody out for Thursday, or are you pretty much full go?
Yeah, I think at this point we're pretty healthy heading into week one. You guys know there's still a long time before we actually kick off, and tend to not, unless it's a major injury where guys won't be available, tend to not make a decision on Wednesday afternoon, and wait just a little bit longer. The left tackle position, both of those guys are going to play. Somebody will run out with the ones. I haven't watched Wednesday's practice yet. Coach Ellerby hasn't. As we go back and evaluate it, we'll have a plan for those guys to rotate during the course of the ball game and what percentage each of them play and who runs out there the first one. I don't have an answer to yet.
Coach, I know just the nature of your job.